Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm headed to the DMV, so I thought I would record a kind of everyday look for me. First, I'm going to start out with Glam Glow's Volcanic Matte Glow Moisturizer from the Sephora Play Box this month. It's a hydrating cream with a matte glow, as the name says. I really like this stuff. It felt so good going into my skin. I just put it all over and rubbed it in. Next, I'm going to be using Baby Skin by Maybelline. It fills in my pores, and luckily I only have really big pores on my nose, and they're not even huge pores, but they're enough that I'm self-conscious about. So I just put it on my nose, and anything that's left over, I just kind of spread it out a little bit, just so, you know, I don't have too much on my nose. Then I am using e.l.f. Hydrating Under Eye Primer. For my face today, I'm using the Maybelline BB Pure 8-in-1 Skin Clearing Balm. It has 2% salicylic acid. Words are hard, Wendy. I'm using a beauty sponge that I bought off of Amazon. It was a pack of 2 and it was like for $5 or something crazy like that. I love these sponges. I've never had a beauty sponge, so I don't know if it's comparable or not. For under my eyes, I'm going to be using a couple of things. I'm a bit extra. First, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser, or Dark Circle Eraser, sorry, in Fair. Sometimes I use Wet n Wild Photo Focus or in Light Ivory or the e.l.f. concealer in light. There's a trend there, you know, I'm so pale. Then I always use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser in Brightener. It's kind of like a peach tone to it, so it's supposed to lighten a little bit. I am so frigging light that there really isn't much of a difference, but I do it anyway, because, you know, you got to be extra. Again, I'm using the sponge that I got from Amazon. This is the other one in the pack. And I've got some e.l.f. Under Eye Powder. It's supposed to be HD and super finely milled. I don't know if it's any different from their other loose powder that I have or any of the other powders I use, but I'd like to think it is so I can be special. I don't know. That is a Luxie 660, I believe, Precision Foundation Brush. For my whole face, I'm using a very small amount of Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. The brush is a Royal and Langnickel Powder BMD 100. It's my favorite brush. For contour, I'm using the e.l.f. Sunkissed Glow Bronzer with a BH Cosmetic powder brush. I can't tell you specifically which one it is. For contour, I'm using the Highlight and Contour palette. I got it from a previous BoxyCharm box by IBY. Sorry, lost there for a second. I'm using an e.l.f. contouring brushes for the contour and the highlight. I have 2 different brushes. I use both of them separately. It saves a lot of time, so I don't have to wash brushes in between, because I really love these brushes. I'm a big girl, in case you couldn't tell, so I like to contour my chin and my jawline. It helps to shape my face a little bit. I just put a little bit on either side of my chin, like you're seeing there, and then a little bit under my jawline. If you're skinny, you usually put it right on your jaw, or right on, like, kind of leaning towards the underneath. But I put it all the way under to try to fake a jawline. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And then the highlighting, I just put it where most people put the shiny highlight. I just like to kind of lighten. It's not really a highlighter. It lightens your skin a little bit. To try again to keep trying to brighten my face, because even with color on it, I look kind of dead because I'm so pale. It's crazy. Now, let me see. I'm trying to remember where the heck I am in this video. There we go. I'm using the Pacifica blush. I came in my Ipsy bag. And I'm using a flat top elf brush. I just take a little bit on the brush. And then I kind of tap it in to where I want it. I start a little bit away from the nose. As you can see, kind of like, yeah, where the eye starts. If you put it too far in, it draws your face in and makes you look fatter or something. I don't know. I just don't like putting it too close. Plus, I'm already red there naturally. So just emphasize it, and I don't want to emphasize it at all. Then I'm going to use that big purple brush, the Royal Langnickel brush, and I just kind of blend it together. So there's like no harsh lines, and you can't really tell the separation too much. I don't want it to be, you know, I want it to be naturaler. Look, naturaler, is that a word? More natural. Yeah, so I just kind of play, and I love to feel the brush, so I take my time with it, as crazy as that is. Now I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight. I like it because it's really subtle. I don't like the glaring, you know, you can see me on the moon highlight. I want a more natural look, and this kind of does it. I'm using an e.l.f. I don't even know what that is. It's probably a blush brush, but I like it. I have a bunch of them that are kind of that same shape, and I just use them for whatever. Brushes, you don't have to use what they say on the little handle, you know. You can use them for anything you want, which is awesome. Alright, now we're going to start on my eyes. I'm going to use the Essence eyeshadow and primer. It's really cool because it's creamy, but then it dries like a powder. Now I'm going to do my brows. I know that's weird order, but I can't do my eyeshadow without them being done, so it's just weird. First I'm using the e.l.f. eyeshadow duo in medium. I'm only using the cream. Now I'm taking this brush. I'm trying to show you how thin it is. I cut half the bristles off to make it a thinner line because I suck at eyebrows and I wanted like hair-like strokes, and I couldn't do it with a regular size brush, so this is what I did. And it worked out really well for me. It was a cheap brush, why not, you know? Then I'm going to use the Brow Gals Convertible Brow 02, which you can use wet or dry, which is pretty awesome. And I'm using the Brow Gal brush to, you know, draw them in or whatever, and then I fill them in with the reddish color because it makes them like lighter, and it fills them in a little bit, but with a lighter color, so it kind of goes with the red hair, I guess, a little bit, you know, whatever. I suck at brows, like I said. I need to have somebody show me how to do them once. I can't get an arch, I can't do anything, so it's just these little skinny, pitiful brows. Now we're on to the eyes. I'm using a Jaclyn Hill with Morphe palette dupe, fake, whatever you want to call it. It's like $16 on eye offer, so I said why not give it a shot. If you can afford the real one, though, get it, because I'm sure it's better than the fake, even though the fake is really cool. The payout is really good and all that, but I don't know, you know, what the color of payout is in the real one, so I don't have anything to judge it against. But I love this palette. The colors are great, blendable, and almost no fallout, which is friggin' nuts for a fake. Let's see. I got all my notes here. Alright, I'm using two colors in the transitional area. I don't know where that term came from, but I've been doing this for my makeup since I was like 15. So, yeah, but I'll use that term. It's a lighter color first, and then I'm going to go in with a darker color closer to the lid. And I go way up high because I have really bad saggy hooded eyes. So I put a darker or brighter color, a more visible color, I'll say it that way, up higher, so that when I'm looking straight ahead, you still see some color on my eyes. There's other methods like the cut crease and all that stuff, but I'm just going to the doctors, and I'm already fancy enough as it is. So, or not even the doctors. I'm going to the DMV, and I'm already doing more than I should just to go to the DMV. Although we did go out to lunch, so that was nice. At least I was done up for that, because it was, you know, a spur of the moment thing that we don't usually do. I use a couple of different brushes in this transitional area. The first one that you saw, the purple one, is a Sedona Lace EB13. It is my favorite blending brush by far. I use this brush every single time I do my eyeshadow. I love it. It's like condensed, but it's fluffy and it holds a lot of color and it blends everything out really nice. The second one I used was an e.l.f. blending brush, which is that one you see right there. I gotta stop saying but it's a really cool brush because if you use it in one direction, it's really thin. Well, not really thin, but it's skinnier. And then if you turn it, it's a really good blending brush. So it's super cool to use. See there, I'm trying to show you, although it doesn't, I don't know. Whatever, I'm so weird. I knew it wasn't going to show you. But, you know, it is what it is. But I really like that brush too. And then I also used a Luxie 205 tapered blending brush to kind of soften the lines in between the brown and the more golden baby poop brownish color I get above there. I don't know if that's baby poop. Is that baby poop? I don't know. I liked it. It worked really well. Oh, sorry, taking a sip of soda, talking makes my mouth dry. Anyways, I just kind of wanted the most of the dark to be on the outer side. I mean, I wanted some on the inside too, to kind of separate the two areas, but majority on the outside, and then just kind of blend in everything out, whatever you got left, onto the inside. And I'm rambling because this is a lot of footage, but I wanted to be able to actually show how I did this, unlike with the other stuff where I just kind of zoomed over pieces. Because there were a couple of people that wanted to see how I did my eyes, so this is how I do them. I know, it's fascinating. I know I said I used a Luxie brush for this part, but I didn't. I used SL Miss Glam's Ipsy brush. She did it with Ipsy. It's called the L34 Blend Beauty. I love her brushes. They're so pretty. And now I'm just kind of blend, very, very, very lightly touch it, just to kind of blend it out so that there isn't a really noticeable separation between the orange and the brown. See how it just kind of blends it together a little bit? Yeah, fascinating, I know. Let's see. Once I go onto my eyelids, if I ever get there, I'm using e.l.f. eyeshadow brushes, that's what they're called. They're flat. I'm sorry, I was looking at my bird. He started having a fit. I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, if I ever get to my eyelids, holy shit, this takes forever. I do blend a lot. I do it with any eyeshadow I use. It's not just because it's the fake. Alright, there's the flat brush from e.l.f. And I gotta learn how to point because everything's backwards. But I'm using a darker gold color on the outer half of my eyelid, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter gold on the inside using a different brush. I have several of these brushes, but yeah, see there's the lighter color, it was right next to it. I didn't want a super obvious difference, but I had to do color because, you know, sparkly, shiny colors are pretty. I'm like a bird. I like shiny. But it's not glaringly. Like, I have glitters that I could have put on to make it way more. But I didn't. Because I was trying to tone it down a little bit. This is toned it down for Wendy. I'm putting a little bit darker on the outside corner and dragging it just a little bit. Because I wasn't happy with defining it. Plus, when you put the lid colors on, they bleed up into the transition area a little bit, and this way you can kind of blend them in so you have that nice dark line. Now, I don't know what I'm doing with this brush. Oh yeah, okay. Under my eyes, I'm taking the dark brown color that I used above my eyes, and I'm just doing a thin line under there. And I believe I go back in with a little bit of the gold or bronze or whatever color you want to call it, the darker of the two, and kind of line them a little bit because I wasn't satisfied, but I don't think I filmed that part. But I try to meet it up with the dark. And yeah, because my hoods, I can't do cat eyes or anything fancy like that, so this is my way of making a shape to my eye. And a little sort of cat eye-ish. I don't know what you want to call it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of white on the inner corners. I don't have glaring, glittery anything. I could probably use my highlight, but it's gold. I want white. You put it there to kind of widen your eyes. Makes them look a little bit bigger. Alright. And then I'm going to go up on the brow bone, right under my eyebrow, and kind of fill that in with a little bit of white. I will go back and blend it out a little bit with that same brush that I was using above my eyes, just to kind of blend it out so it's not like glaringly white. Alright, now this is where it's going to get really weird for me. I'm using a liquid eyeliner because I got it in one of my bags. I haven't used eyeliner above my eyes in probably 6 or 8 months because I just, with my small eyes, I don't like taking up any more space than I have to. I don't like using a liquid or pencil. I never use a pencil above my eye, but I don't really like using a liquid anymore. But this was a really nice one. It was skinny. Let me see. It was from Seraphine Botanical. It's their liquid kohl liquid eyeliner, obviously. It was from my Ipsy bag, so I wanted to give that a try. And then I'm going to do my waterline with the pencil, which I usually do. But I'm also trying, I was trying this one out. It's the Rodial Smoky Eye Pen in black. And I did that in my waterline and in my lash line. To try, I hate having that eyeshadow bit that shows up in your lash line. So it looks really silly when you've got like eyeshadow color black and then eyeshadow color and you call yourself done. Usually I take eyeshadow powder and put it up in there and it makes the eyeliner last and all that, but I didn't bother with this stuff because I wanted to give it a real shot and see how long it would go. It lasted. I don't know if this was the best pencil. It's not waterproof, so there's problem number one. And it's to be smudged out and stuff, but it worked really well. I don't think I'm dissing it or anything, but I liked it. Then I'm going to go in and use a mascara by Clinique, dual-ended mascara and primer, which came in my Sephora Play box. It was alright. And I have a lot of mascaras I don't use. My favorite, though, of all times is Scandalized Retro Glam. It's got a really cool brush to it. I think it's sort of like the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced as far as the shape of the brush. Lastly, I put on some e.l.f. lipstick. Nothing fancy, but I like it. It's so soft. It's called Nostalgic. It's really soft and it feels good on my lips. I lost the footage of that though, so you don't get to see it. I think you know how you put lipstick on though, so yeah. Alright, well, this is the final look. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.